Oh my. I wanna hold you when I'm not supposed to, when I'm lying close to someone else. Like I wanna be like most girls. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
Hey guys, so welcome to another video. So I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the title on this video. You guys kind of know what it's about. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is just talking about my experience getting my driver's license. And I feel like for a lot of people, like, you know, they feel like, oh, the DMV people or the driver's license place ladies or men, they're like really weird and like just kind of mean kind of thing, right? So anyway, I figured I would tell you guys my experience because my experience wasn't that good. Really, it wasn't the best. And I don't know, it's just kind of, I feel weird making this video. Let's just be honest. I feel that that's why I'm like I don't know if I should be posting this type thing. Like at first I was super upset and super mad, and I just wanted to get this video super like up as soon as I could, but now I'm like overthinking it. But anyways, I'm just gonna tell you guys my experience and what happened to me when my experience of getting my driver's license. I'm not gonna say the name of the place, I don't think, unless you guys really want to know what place was. Maybe I'll leave it down in the comments below if you guys ask me. But for now, I'm not gonna say the place of where the driver's license place is at or anything. But yeah, anyway, let's get started into the story. Okay, so my appointment was on a Tuesday, right? It was on Tuesday. It was actually last Tuesday. So today is the 26th. So last Tuesday, it was my driver's test, right? It was at 10 in the morning, and so the place is like an hour away, and the reason why I went to this place was because the place nearby my house, it's super packed all the time, and you can never book, you know, schedule an appointment because it has to be like months and months in advance, and I wanted to get it done as soon as I could. So this place has a lot of like open spots and stuff, right? So then I scheduled the appointment, right, for last Tuesday at 10 in the morning, and I did this like last month, like in October, right? So anyway, they tell you to get there like 30 minutes, you know, early or whatever. Since this place is so far away, it's in like an hour and 14 minutes away, I left my house at 8, right? Got there at 9:16 exactly. My appointment's at 10, so I'm there almost a whole hour early, right? So I go in, and then there's a lot of people in there, right? They're waiting, you know, getting numbers, you know, renewing their licenses or whatever, right? So there's 5 desks. Remind me to say, there's 5 desks, and there's one lady, right? And I'm like, man, this lady's like really busy and stuff like that. So I get in, the lady's with a, you know, with a customer. She's with somebody, helping somebody. So I sit down. I sit down and wait for her to finish. So she's finished with this person, and she's about to call the next number. So I go up to her and I'm like, hey, ma'am, I have an appointment today to do my driver's test at 10 in the morning. And like, again, it's like 9:16. I got there at 9:16. So it's like 9 something, like maybe 18, 20. Okay, super early still to my appointment. I'm like, hey ma'am, you know, my name is Stephanie Garcia. I have an appointment for 10 in the morning, you know, like what am I supposed to do or whatever. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, Stephanie Garcia, and she grabs this paper and she looks at it. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, we'll call you when we're ready for you. Just go ahead and take a seat, ma'am, and we'll call you when we're ready. And I was like, okay. So I go and I sit down. Again, I sit down in the very, very front, like in the very front, like I'm staring at her the whole time I'm there, making eye contact and everything. So like an hour passes, and it's like, you know, 10, and I even get a reminder on my phone saying, like, remember you have an appointment today or whatever, while I'm sitting there. So I'm like, okay, and they keep calling other drivers, and I was like, you know what, I'm probably just the last one because I got the last slot, right? So right when I went to tell her that I was there for my appointment, this other guy comes in and tells her the same thing, and he tells him to sit down. So I'm like, he might be the person in front of me. So they're calling everybody out, and then it's just me and him and other people that are doing other things there. So they call him, and in between each person, it's like a long time, like almost 45 minutes in between. So we've been there, well, not 45 minutes, but like maybe 25 to 30 minutes in between, right? So they call him, right? They call him, and some time passes, and they never called me, and I'm like, you know what? And then this other lady comes in and sits in another desk, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's weird. I thought that was the lady maybe outside. And I was like, okay, so I get up and I go and ask the same lady that I asked when I walked in. And I tell her, hey, ma'am, I was just wondering when it's my turn. And she's like, well, what's your number? And I was like, no, I don't have a number. And the thing is, I came here for an appointment for my driver's test at 10 in the morning. And she's like, oh, it's too late. She's like, it's not even 10 anymore. It's like 11 something. And I was like, yeah, I'm aware of that. We've been waiting here since 9:16. Like, I came in and I told you. And she's like, oh, no, I've never seen you. I've never talked to you before. I've never seen you. And I was like, what the heck? I was just so when this lady told me this, and I'm saying it in a calm way, right? But like, she literally looked at me like with this hateful look, and she's like, oh, I've never seen you. I've never talked to you before. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, no, you're late and whatever. And I was like, what? And I was like, I've been here since 9:16. And she started grilling me and just being super mean. And the other lady's like, well, why did you just show up? Why did you just walk up here like just now? And I was like, I didn't. I showed up and I told her, and she looked at the paper, and now she's telling me that she's never seen me or talked to me. And I was like, and I've been sitting here in the front looking at her the whole time. It's not like I was in the back hiding or something, you know? I didn't just walk in. I was here on time. And she's like, well, I guess we can check the cameras if you want, and we can accommodate you if you were here, right? The other lady saying. And then the other girl that was helping me, she was like, no. She's like, you can't do that. Like, it's too late, all this stuff. And I was like, what the heck? Like, and she's like, oh, I don't even have her on this paper. The same paper that she looked at and said my name when I walked in. And I was like, well, you looked at that exact paper. And she's like, well, I don't even have you here. I don't even have her here. And I was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. I came in before my appointment. My appointment was today at 10. I came and told you, if you don't remember, it's not my fault. And if you don't have me on that paper, I don't know why you don't have me on that paper. It's like, I even got a text message. So you guys can look at that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know what to say at that point. Well, my boyfriend, husband, whatever you want to call him, he starts getting really upset because we've been there waiting for 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. We've been there for 3 hours, sitting in there just waiting patiently, because I'm a person that is gonna be nice to you if you're nice to me. You know what I mean? Like, I was there waiting patiently because I know that this girl was there by herself, you know, working super hard, and she's like calling every single person, you know, and there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people, right? And there's just one person. Even though there's 5 desks, there's one person, right? And I didn't want to be all up on her, asking her all the time. So I was just gonna wait and do what she told me to do, right? So anyways, I guess that's not good enough, because she was like, well, you should have came up here more than twice to check. And I was like, yeah, maybe that's my fault. I should have done that. But since you told me to wait, I just thought, you know, I was last or something. I don't know. Like, you guys had so much time between drivers that I just thought I was last or something, right? Like I don't, like, at this point, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I'm like, I don't know what you wanted me to do or whatever, right? And this lady is being super mean. Like, she's being super mean. Like, I'm not giving, like, how I'm saying the story right now is not making it justice, like, because it was really bad. It doesn't sound bad from my mouth right now, but it was really bad. And then my boyfriend started getting really upset and tells the lady, because that's when she was telling me, like, oh, I've never seen you. I never talked to you before, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, really mean and really rude. And then he's like, what the heck? Are you serious? We've been waiting here for 3 hours. And he says, you know, a bad word. And then he's like, I want to see your manager, right? So he says, I want to see your manager to this girl. And she just goes like, and never calls a manager, never does anything. To me, I feel like when you work at a place, especially this is a government run place, you know what I mean? Like, what the heck? I feel like when somebody calls and wants to talk to your manager or your supervisor, you kind of do it, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, yes sir, yes ma'am, like I'll get you my supervisor and my manager, you know what I mean? Not just roll your eyes at a person and just completely ignore them like they didn't say anything, you know what I mean? And the other lady's like, sir, you need to calm down, like, is this her appointment where you can talk to her, like, you have no, it's none of your business, all this stuff, right? Which I understand where the other lady was coming from, because he was getting kind of loud and kind of, you know, out there. But again, like, she shouldn't be getting up off her desk and yelling at us like that either. You know what I mean? Like, they should keep their calm and their cool and not be treating people like this. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I was like, well, I don't know. I've been here since 9/16. And she's like, well, it's 9/16. And I said the name of the guy. So I remembered the guy's name. It's like, well, I remember him. He was here on 9/16. I was like, so was I. I even came to her first before he did. Like, what the heck are you talking about? You know what I mean? So then she's like, well, we can check the cameras. Like, go ahead, you can check the cameras. Like, I knew that what I was saying was true. Like, why would I lie? Like, that's weird, right? Anyway, like, why would I sabotage my own driver's test? Like, what the heck is that? So anyway, the other lady, the one that was helping me first, the one that was being super rude, or more rude than the other one, and rolling her eyes at us, she was like, well, I'm about to go to lunch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because the other girl was going to cover her so she can go to lunch, right? And I was like, she's like, well, can you just come tomorrow? And I was like, what? Like, she's trying to make me come the next day to come take my driver's test, even though my appointment was today, right? So I was like, well, I don't know. Like, it's like, I drove here to get here. He's like, well, where are you from? And I was like, and I told her from, it's like, oh, it's like an hour away. And I was like, yeah, like, I drove an hour here and I waited here for 3 hours, and then you're telling me I can't take my test? Like, what the heck is that? So then she's like, well, maybe we can get you an appointment at this other place, another city that's close to me, right? I was like, in the morning. And I was like, well, how early in the morning? She's like, well, early in the morning. And I was like, well, what time is early in the morning? And she's like, well, like at 8 o'clock. And I was like, I guess maybe. And at this point, my boyfriend walked out because he was super mad, super heated, and he walked out. So I was like, she's like, well, let me call him first, right? So she gets on the phone and she's starting to call, I don't know who she's calling. And it sounded like they were getting after her. And I was like, thank you, Jesus, right? Like, for being so rude. They were like, well, what happened, right? She's like, well, I'm trying to see if you can get her tomorrow without your location in the morning, because she's not from here. She lives, you know, this place of the city. And, you know, she barely now is telling us that she had a driver's test today. And she's saying that she was here at 9:16 and her appointment was at 10. But and then she went quiet, and they were telling her something, and then they asked her, I think they asked her, and they were like, well, was she there? Like, did she come up to you? And she's like, well, to be honest, I really don't remember. See, the thing is, this whole problem started because she started saying that she did never talk to me. She's never seen me before, in a very mean way. If she would have just said from the get that she didn't remember, that's fine. You're only human. I can understand if you don't remember or not. You've been going through all these people, but don't sit there and lie to my face. That's the biggest thing that I had an issue with, and my boyfriend had an issue with. She was like, you're such a liar. Like, I can't stand when people lie in my face. Like, that's so disrespectful. You know what I mean? So I was like, there you go. There's the freaking, there is the freaking truth right there. You know what I mean? She doesn't remember. And she said it right there. And when she said she didn't really remember, she started like looking down. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she was upset that they were getting after her, and she was upset because she was not getting her way. So what they basically told her, that no, that I needed to take my test there, since I was there early. I was there for my appointment. It was basically their fault, to be honest. They should be calling out the drivers, if anything. And yeah, she was just upset that they were gonna have to take me, and I couldn't go somewhere else the next day. So they told her that the other girl had to take my driver's test, which she was telling her, the other lady, like, I can take her right now. It only takes like 10 minutes. Like, you know, like I can take her, like I can kind of contaminate her and whatever. And then she was still on the phone, and then she gets upset. She's like, well, I have to go to lunch. So then they told her, I tell the other girl to take me, and when she was done with me, that she can go to lunch, right? So she was very upset about that, because I guess she was gonna be late for her lunch for 10 minutes or something, you know. So anyway, which is not really my fault. Again, I was there. Anyways, so then she hangs up, right? And she's like, well, no, you're gonna have to take her. And she tells the other girl exactly everything that the other person on the phone said. So then she's like, well, she hasn't even registered. And I was like, oh, well, I was registered, but if you can't see my stuff, I guess you can register me again if you really want to. And then she started saying that I hadn't done my test online. Like, yeah, well, you don't have your certification. It's expired here. And I was like, oh yeah, I have it. And she's like, no, it's expired here on the online. Like, she just wanted me to get out. And I was like, I know, like, if you need it, I have it. I already took it. Like, it's not expired. She's like, well, I don't have it here. And I was like, I have it here in the paper, like here. And I gave it to her, and she's like, oh, okay. Like, she was just pissed and upset. Like, the whole process was just so terrible. I felt just bad and like ugly and just nasty, you know. So she's processing me, like filling all my information, like my address, my name. And, you know, I was seeing her do all the same stuff to other people, and she gets them to, like, double check their stuff. She never even asked me to double check. She just kind of, like, told me to stand straight, and she took a picture of me that I didn't even know that she was taking a picture of me. You know what I mean? And, like, my picture comes out super hideous and ugly. I look extremely, like, chubby, like, more chubby than I look already, but it was just very, very, very bad. Like, it was just terrible. Anyways, so the thing is, she processed me. She was upset, and I was like, whatever, you know. And I even apologized. Like, I shouldn't apologize, but I still apologize because just the person I am. Like, I'm sorry. I probably should have gone up more than twice. I apologize for that, like, you know. And she never said anything. She never apologized to me for anything, you know what I mean? Going, like, making those rude comments and just rolling her eyes at us, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, she's like, here's this paper, and just go get your car and, like, park it underneath the carport, and then the other girl, she'll be there soon, and just give her this paper. And I was like, okay. So I did just that. I got my car, underneath the carport, ready for the lady. She checked my signals, my insurance, and she got in. And I told her, I apologize for what my boyfriend did. Like, you shouldn't have gotten that loud. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. It's okay. And she's like, well, it's not okay because he should, like, learn how to control his temper in public. But it's fine, like, you know. And I was like, okay. The biggest reason why I was saying this is because I felt, you know, that they were going to sabotage my test. Seriously, they were going to be extra picky or said something that I didn't do or did do, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So anyway, we got along. There's a cop with her, because this place has a lot of cops, right? There's a cop right there with her, and she's talking to him, and he goes around. Well, when I come back, well, I'll tell you guys when this happened. But so anyways, the cop leaves, and then I go do my test, right? I do my test, come back, and she tells me to wait outside so she can give me my driver's license, because I had passed my test. And I was like, oh my god, yes. But I didn't feel like a victory anymore, because the whole thing was just, my nerves were shocked. I was upset, and I was just not feeling good, you know what I mean? Everything was just terrible. Everything was going on wrong. I feel like even if I would have not gotten my license, I would have felt worse. So me getting my license didn't make me feel that much worse, but it still made me feel pretty bad. But I was happy that I passed, though. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I'm not gonna have to do this again. Like, I don't have to deal with these type of people anymore. Like, all that stuff. So anyway, I'm waiting for her outside, right? For her to give me my driver's license. And she's like, oh, and by the way, we did check the cameras, and you weren't here at 9:16. And I was like, thank you. It's like, I was here. I wasn't lying. But yet again, she didn't apologize for anything either. She didn't say, well, we're sorry for the miscommunication. No, she didn't say anything. She's like, well, here's your driver's license. Just remember not to fold it. And happy holidays. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, I was like, okay. She didn't even apologize for their miscommunication, and it wasn't even my fault at all. It was this lady's that, I don't know, she forgot, she didn't see me on her paper. The biggest thing is when I walked in and told her my name, when she looked at the paper, she should have known that my name wasn't there. She should have said, well, I don't got you here, let me register you, let me see why I don't have you here. Like, it was that simple, you know what I mean? But anyways, and even then, like, I understand, like, maybe she was busy, she's thinking about so many other things, even though I shouldn't be defending her right now, right? But she shouldn't have said the things she said. And the biggest thing was she was very, very rude. She was very rude and very aggressive. She was trying to fight, you know what I mean? And that's not cool. That's not how you should treat people. That's the biggest thing that I haven't had an issue with, you know? And then after that, and like, I go and I pick up my son and my husband, and then he tells me that the cop came and talked to him to make sure that he was cooled down. Like, they even called the cop to go mess with him, and he was just telling him like, no man, like, I just can't stand people lying to our faces. Like, we've been there waiting for 3 hours. And she said that just never talked to us, even though we were staring her in the face. We walked up to her and asked her, and now she's saying that she never talked to us. Like, I can't stand people lie to you I can't stand when people lie to you in the face, and I can't either, you know. And he was telling the cop, and he was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I don't know their circumstances, so I can't say if it was right or wrong, but, you know, just stay out here, man, like, you know, don't deal with them anymore and stuff like that. And it's even his older man came and talked to him, and he was telling him, you know, what had happened. And the old man's like, yeah, man, if they would have told me that, like, done that to me, I probably would have thrown I would have started screaming in there. Like, I would have started getting really upset. Like, you shouldn't treat people like that, you know what I mean? Even if you were late or something, they should have never talked to you the way they talked to you. Like, that's not good customer service. Like, what's up with that, right? Anyway, so we get up and we leave, right? And we're like, whatever, let's just kind of try to forget it. But we can't forget it because we're so upset. And, you know, it was messed up. The biggest thing, it was messed up, you know? So anyway, I get home and I'm like, you know what? I'm curious about the reviews, right? I go online and I'm surprised to know that I'm not the first person. They don't have not even one good review. All the reviews are 1-star. And I don't even know how many reviews there are. But there's more than 5. I can tell you that right now. They're all saying that they have horrible customer service. They're super rude. They're super mean. That people haven't even been able to take their driver's test there. That they had to go to another location or come back another day because they messed it up. All these little things, you know what I mean? That they had to take a number and then they told them, oh, you were never supposed to take a number. And, you know, just very rude. She said, I don't know what's wrong with these ladies here. Like, they don't even deserve the whole star. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest thing that it's just horrible customer service. People saying, you know, they have 5 desks and there's only 1 lady there. There's like a whole bunch of things, just horrible, horrible, horrible things. And I'm not just, and it's to everyone, like older people, younger people, all together. They're just super mean and rude. Like, what's up with these people? Like, why? How does the state of Texas not see that it's a problem there? Like, nobody has said anything good about your place here, and it's supposed to be like government or state run or whatever, you know? Like, I was just kind of shocked, and I was like, what? Like, wow. So I was like, I'm not the first person that is felt like this, and I'm not the first person that they do this to. Like, I was like, that's not right. Like, somebody should do something, you know what I mean? Anyway, I was asking my friends, you know, I had told them about it, and, you know, my boyfriend and stuff, and I was asking them, you know, guys, should I do a video about it, like talking about it? You know, even though I'm talking in this kind of little voice, I feel like it doesn't make the story justice at all. It doesn't sound as bad as it actually was. It's just that I'm not upset about it anymore, and I kind of let it go. I just wanted to tell the story, really, just for you guys to know that even if people are super mean to you and it wasn't your fault, you guys shouldn't back down. Like, you know, just because somebody, like, because I was about to back down and that wasn't right, you know what I mean? They should have accommodated me with her, you know, because I was there, you know what I mean? Like, I should have never backed down, and that was my fault. And even though I ended up taking my test, I probably wasn't going to, you know what I mean? And it's just so you guys know, you know, sometimes getting your driver's license is pretty fucking tough. Like, even though it's pretty freaking tough, like, it's not just more than the test, it's just how the people are. And I hope that you guys don't have an experience like this. I really don't, because I feel like getting your driver's license should be a happy thing and you should be excited about it. And I feel robbed from that, kind of, you know, because I never got that excitement. Like, I feel like I don't even have my driver's license, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm so freaking old and I'm barely getting my driver's license, but finally I did it, and that's all that counts, really. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here and tell you guys my experience. It wasn't a good one. I hope you guys have a good one, and if you guys don't let people treat you like this, you know, just don't. I wish I could have gotten this girl's name so I could have, I don't know, called and complained or something. The biggest thing is because they didn't even apologize to me, even though I was right, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. And then I can't stand people that lie to you in the face and people that are rude and mean. And then when I try to, you know, solve the problem with their supervisor or whatever, and they just roll their eyes at you and just be like, oh no, you're not important enough, like, I don't care what you're just saying right now. Like, that's not right, you know? But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. I know I did. I ate a lot of food that I probably shouldn't have ate. But I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Thanksgiving. But yeah, you guys, this is kind of my story. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments, if you guys have had an experience like this before, or, you know, anything in particular. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below, like and comment on this video, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.